Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Mr. Galindo. Today we're going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to appropriately set up a Word document for formatting and image purposes. So we've got a example one here, and this is for the collage task here at Brighton Secondary School, where a single document has multiple styles within it. You can see different headings, different texts, fonts, boldness, and all similar formatting. Now, when we're in Word, there are a lot of tools we can use to be able to apply those kind of styles and formatting really quickly. And this is things that I find really speed up the turnaround time for you to document things you've done. So for example, the collage task requires students to create a title page where they detail things such as the name of the task, the class they're in, their teacher, their name. I've just written collage, Fingalindo, and then 10 photography because that's the particular lesson. If I can type properly and get all the spelling correctly, that would be handy. And I'm going to put them onto separate lines, and what I'm going to do now is apply styles and formatting to them without having to press too many buttons up here, because generally I find students do this very slowly and pedantically. What I'm going to do is go to the right hand side here where we have our preset styles, for example the title style. Now this applies whatever this style is to the text you've selected. So I've done that to collage. I'm going to do that now to Fingalindo and photography as well, but this time I'm using heading 1. And you can see now that I've got some styles applied. I think though that collage is too small, so I'm going to increase the size a bit. And then I'm going to right click on title and update to match selection. That's really handy because it means that if I've got multiple headings and I want to change all of them but only want to modify one, I can do so. The Fingalindo 10 photography, I'd also like to increase the styles slightly, and I'm again going to update the heading in case I want to use it again. I'm going to insert a couple of lines here so my page looks a bit nicer set out, and I'm going to try and do a right justify just so it looks visually a little bit more appealing as well. Okay, the next main headings we've got are ideas and research. And the reason I'm writing these up is because when we select them and specify them to be another heading, for example heading 2 now, I don't want to use the same one as before, what we can do is again change their formatting so that they are slightly different. Now if I update heading 2, it's a really obvious example of how that then will apply to another piece of text that has that style applied, for example research. And you can see now when I did that to ideas, it automatically updated the research heading too. If I continue to create other headings, for example testing or images or composition, I'm just using random words here, it did actually apply the previous headings, but if it didn't, right, and it was in the normal format, say, all I would need to do is select heading 2 and it would again match the other ones. The next thing I really want to show you guys is a tool called page break. Our documents are basically, strings of text with formatting applied to them. If we select this formatting icon here, we can see the formatting that's so far been applied. The P's are where we've entered a new line. For example, you acquire them every time you click enter. And most students do this when they want things on different pages. They just hit enter repeatedly until it gets to the bottom and eventually they get a new page. That, right, is not a very good way of doing it, because it means that if you ever want to modify something earlier on in your document, and you've probably found this yourselves, it will then affect all the other pages and words after that edit. So instead what you would do is put your cursor in front of the word that you want on the next page and go insert page break. And what that does is it forces a new type of formatting tool called page break into the document, and that then places ideas on the next page. I can now add as much information as I want here in front of that page break, and you can see now that it doesn't actually move ideas at all, and that's really critical in this kind of document because it will then enable you to insert images without moving things around. And that's all I'm going to do in this first video of formatting Word documents for photography assignments. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Catch you next time.